Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting edition of the Peanut Butter Promise Power Encouragement Podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm Charlene.
And I'm Dayton.
And I am excited because we're going to be talking about Fond du Lac,
Awesome.
Wisconsin. Dan Hebel from the Boys and Girls Club of Fond du Lac is going to be joining us from just a little bit, but I will never forget this. I was out on the Leap of Faith Temporary Insanity book tour, and we had been doing hundreds of gigs, but there I was at the Rett Law in Fond du Lac. True story. And be careful when I ever say true story, because that means I might be fudging, but this is true. So I'm sitting there at the Rett Law spontaneously. I come up with this. I said, look, you are in the greatest, city in the world. Why? And I said, ask yourself, what's the greatest country in the world? United States. What's the best state in the United States? Wisconsin. What's the best part of Wisconsin? East Central Wisconsin. What's the best city in Wisconsin? Eden and Fond du Lac. And I said, it's the greatest part because of Gillies.
Yes.
Gillies, it's frozen restaurant. And with that, we'll bring in Dan Hebel. Gillies rocks, right, buddy?
Absolutely. I spent 4 years working there for Jim Gillis, so I know Gillies better than most.
Oh my
wow.
goodness. So you've what is the secret ingredient in the Gilly burger, by the way? Go ahead and tell us
Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a
You're
secret.
right. You're right.
If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
You're right. Yes. Well, we're going to make no secret, Dan, that we're here to learn about the Boys and Girls Club nationally and of Fond du Lac, because we're going to have an exciting announcement here in a couple of weeks. How we're going to use the Peanut Butter Promise, the limited edition collector's edition of the book, to help you. But first of all, we want to welcome you here today. Dan, can you tell us about the Boys and Girls Club nationally as a whole, who they are and what they do, and where are you headquartered?
Sure. First and foremost, clubs aren't terribly different from the Peanut Butter Promise. We're all about improving lives, right?
Oh,
Exactly.
beautiful.
Boys and Girls Clubs there are 4,000 Boys and Girls Club locations across the United States, on military bases and in other countries, serving over 4 million kids. So we have quite a reach as a national organization. We're headquartered in Atlanta. The president of our great movement, which is what we refer to Boys and Girls Club as we're a movement. Boys and Girls Club president Jim Clark is actually from Wisconsin, because
kidding.
Wisconsin's the greatest state.
Amen.
And I've gotten to know him pretty well. He was the executive director of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Milwaukee for a number of years. Then he has an affinity for Wisconsin, and specifically has a great affinity for the Boys and Girls Club in Fond du Lac. We've had the ability to do some things here in Fond du Lac, one of the two greatest cities in the United
Yes. Thank you, Dan, for deferring to
Eden.
Eden there, buddy. Thank you.
Yep. With Eden, we've been able to do some things that a lot of other clubs in the country would die to do, and that number one is what sets us apart from most Boys and Girls Clubs is our partnership with the YMCA.
Yeah.
We have, without a doubt, the most successful Boys and Girls Club and YMCA partnership in the United States.
Awesome.
And that is really based on the fact that Fond du Lac being a smaller community, we don't have as many resources as a major metro area does to go around. So nonprofits have to work together.
Yeah.
And nonprofits have to maximize their impact on the community. And what we do for kids, combined with what the Y does for general community health, is a winner.
Amen.
10, 12 years ago, Boys and Girls Clubs of America did not want clubs to partner with Ys because they thought it was bad for our national brand. And now when a Boys and Girls Club calls the national office or talks to Jim Clark about, hey, we're thinking about partnering with our Y, it's good for our community, what should we do? They say, call Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
They do it right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, you got
So
that
we've,
right.
Yeah, so we as a club have kind of changed the landscape of how nonprofits work together, how clubs and other nonprofits work together.
Mhm.
And we've got a membership base in Fond du Lac of over 1,600 kids.
Wow.
We have eight club program locations. Our main site is obviously in partnership with the Y on 2nd Street, but then we also operate every day after school in 7 program locations, 7 different schools.
Awesome.
Wow.
So we do what we can every day to make sure kids have experiences and opportunities to reach their full potential. And I can tell you, especially in this COVID era, that gap has widened, and the needs of the people we serve are different, but so much more important.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a pleasure to be able to serve the community in this time and have this conversation with you all
Oh my
today.
goodness. It's
That's
just
why.
a joy. We hear your Peanut Butter Promise passion. And this is a great time for us to say that Charlene and I and Dayton and the Peanut Butter Promise team, we're partnering with the Boys and Girls Club of Fond du Lac.
Yes, we are.
We have a few hundred limited edition hardcover books. You can go to the website, order them at peanutbutterpromise.com. You can send an email to Steve or Char at peanutbutterpromise.com.
Yes.
We'll send you out an order blank, couple books from bucks from each of these books going to be going to help the Boys and Girls Club. And we want to be able to help because the services that you are providing are so much more, beyond what Charlene and I, that I even knew when we met with you in July. Give us, a couple of the key things that you're providing for the community that people may not be aware of,
For the
Dan.
kids.
Yeah, and it's interesting times, right? So the speech I would have gave a year ago today is very different than what I'll give you today. But I can tell you what we're doing right now is so incredibly important to the people we serve. Just a few days ago, the Fond du Lac School District went 100% virtual. Okay, so kids have been removed from the school environment for safety reasons around COVID, and families need solutions. So we pivoted in the matter of less than a week to doing operations from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock every day, to being open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day for kids and families who need solutions and don't have a place for their kids to go, their kids need help with access to virtual school programs.
Sure.
So we are opening our doors every day. Kids flood in at 8 a.m. And we are working with every single individual child that comes into our building, which is about 80 kids a day right now, managing each one of their online learning needs.
Wow.
So we're connecting them with their live class requirements. We're connecting them with their schoolwork assignments. And we have kids that have been struggling to stay connected virtually this entire school year.
Right.
And they are in need of making up assignments, getting requirements done, staying on track for grade progression, all those different things. And I tell you, the impact we're having, not only with that, but giving them 2 meals and a snack every day, access to quality adult relationships and all those things on a daily basis. We are, maybe more than ever, changing lives.
That is
no
so.
question about it.
Success of the lives
And,
of the kids we serve.
and Charlene so badly, was one who needed such services many years ago.
As a teenager, I came from a broken family, and we had a single mom, and she was working and whatnot, but she was not home with us for the majority of the time. And so we needed something, to reach out and kind of touch our lives. And, I had lost a brother in a car accident at 13 years old. So I was going through a bad situation, and my situation at home was just as bad. So I went home to something that wasn't good in the first place. But then there was an organization prior to the Boys and Girls Club that kind of did reach out to me and just kind of pulled me in to see if there was anything they could do to help me. And I'll tell you what, I really, this hits home for me. And so I really do appreciate what the Boys and Girls Club is doing in Fond du Lac. And I'll tell you what, our kids need us to all just get together and join this club and just help them out, because this is so crucial. Our children are our future, and they do need people to support them. They do need adult attention. They do need the schooling that they're not getting right now. And so they do need people that can oversee them. They're still children. They're still growing up. They still need people to raise them. And, and I feel bad for the single moms, the single parents that have to work and cannot be there to do both. And so this is very necessary to help these ladies out, these people out. And, there's other situations, and I'm very aware of it. Dayton, you know a lot about this too. I mean, you've been a foster parent, so you do have some sort of an inkling as to what these kids are getting that is benefiting their lives. I see it. What do you see?
Yeah, no, there are so many kids out there that are not living lives that many of our kids do. And
Right.
if we can open our homes or the Boys and Girls Club, Dan, I'm amazed. When I think of the Boys and Girls Club, I thought it was a place for kids to go hang out and play pool and play games. You guys are doing way more than I knew was going on in that building. And thank you for doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dan, I want you to
Dayton, you actually, go ahead.
No. Finish your thought with him, and then I'll come back. Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna piggyback on what Dayton and what Char said. Dayton, your definition is definitely the 1980s definition of what the Boys Club used to be.
Right.
It literally used to be a place where kids could just get off the streets and be in a safe environment.
Right.
Over the course of time, as nonprofits evolve, it really becomes far more about impact and less about, just doing something nice. So clubs, Boys and Girls Clubs, and all of the nonprofits have evolved to be as impactful as possible when kids are in their building. And Char, you bring up a fantastic point. There's a misconception that kids who need a place to go come from homes with lazy, uninterested parents. But the reality is most kids who need a supportive environment come from hard-working households who need to work non-traditional hours so that their kids so that they can make the ends meet for their family because they don't have a high-paying job. So they're working till 6 p.m. They're working on Saturdays. They're working all day in the summer. They don't have the ability to take off and be with their kids during out-of-school time. And that's where we come in to support the hardest working families in our community, not the lazy.
Dan, it takes so many great people and companies to help. And I know Johnsonville has been, Ralph and Shelley Stair have been so important to your club there. I think of Mercury, JF Ahern, Jim Spanbauer, Mid-States Aluminum, the people at Envision Fond du Lac. There's so many more. Who else, and again, we won't be able to get them all in, but what other Fond du Lac people need to be recognized here?
Yeah, you've named some great ones. SSM Health, Ignesian Healthcare, and Grande Cheese have been incredible partners for us over the years. Baker, not only Baker Cheese, but the Baker Family Foundation and each one of the Baker families. We have been blessed with them. Sadoff Family Foundation with Gary and Lacey Sadoff, just incredible people that continue to make sure that our mission excels year after year. You're right, it's impossible to name everyone. But National Exchange Bank, the Stone Foundation, the Stone family have been corners for us.
Wow.
I mean, foundational people to make sure we make it from A to Z. So very thankful for them. And Fond du Lac community is incredibly generous when they see something that benefits the community. And people are informed, they're educated. They want to support something that really makes a difference, and that's why we thrive.
You bet. And Dan, if they want to give beyond, the little weekend give for the book that they can find at peanutbutterpromise.com, give us your website, your number, your contact, your Facebook, whatever it is, where somebody can write a check right now to the Boys and Girls Club of Fond du Lac. How do they do that?
The best place to do it. The best place to do it. You can do it in less than 2 minutes. You can go to bgcfdl.org. That's our website. We have a donation portal on there. It's 3 clicks. Fill out your information, give a gift, and change a life. It's really that simple. You can do it in less than 5 minutes. Lots of opportunities to give in this holiday season, and to make sure your gifts matter. Give local. Give to people you know, and give to the people that surround you in your community.
Yeah, and the Peanut Butter Promise, of course, says you're born with every talent, ability, and gift. Peanut Butter Promise partners will come in to help you, and the dreams and desires of your heart can come true at the right time, despite the mistakes you've made. And when we got together with you and Mark Reimer, who is also in the book, I tell a great story about John Bester and Mark Reimer and Daryl Krugen. There's a lot of Fond du Lac flavor in the book, trust me, because I grew up as a highly uneducated farm boy in Eden, Wisconsin. Did I mention that's the second greatest city in the state behind Fond du Lac? I don't know besides there. But Dan, listen, your enthusiasm is contagious, and every wonderful award you've received and thing they said about you does not come up to what we know who you are and what you're doing, and we know you're not doing it for the accolades and the credit, but doggone it, keep up the good work, because these are crazy times, but we're going to get through them, and we're going to be better. So we are pleased that we're partnering with you. Any last thoughts before we let you get back to work, Dan?
I think you hit the nail on the head. When it comes to partnerships, it takes everyone. It takes a village to make a nonprofit work. It takes the community to make it work. And I'm thankful that your team, the Peanut Butter Promise, has chosen us, that you're willing to work with us to see us continue to succeed. We're very thankful for the partnership, and we're going to see through and handle all of our responsibilities along the way as a thank you for that.
Well, man, we appreciate it. Charlene.
Dan, we consider you one of our Peanut Butter Promise partners, and you'll find out more of that in the book, Peanut Butter Promise. And you know what? If you order one of those books, we are contributing money to the Boys and Girls Club. So if you need something for Christmas to give someone, this is hope and encouragement. Just as Dan is giving hope and encouragement in the Boys and Girls Club to young people, we want to spread that as well. And our book is the same thing. It's doing the same thing. It's lending out some hope and encouragement to meet the hearts of people that will help change lives and bring out your purpose, bring out the plan that is meant for you to fulfill.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it. Dan, we're going to let you get back to work. Keep close touch. We will, too. More than a promise, that's a threat, too. By the way, you're stuck with us, buddy.
Yeah, we're
God
partners
bless
for life.
you. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah. Bless you all. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate the
welcome.
time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dan.
I got goosebumps
bye-bye.
there. Thanks,
You
Dan.
do? Look at
Yeah,
that.
I got goosebumps. That was so cool, Dayton. That was
Yes,
so
very cool.
neat.
He's doing amazing work. The Boys and Girls Club, like I said, way more than I ever thought they were doing. I
Right?
thought it was a place to hang out. Like he said, a safe place for kids to go after school. It's all day long now. I mean, these parents are working, and unfortunately, parents are working 2-3 jobs to try to keep
Right.
afloat.
Right.
And these kids need people in their lives that are going to support them.
And a safe place.
Right.
Like you said, a safe place. And this is a safe place. There's accountability for these people when they're taking care of your kids. And there's accountability for these kids, by adults. So it's if I was a single parent and when I was raising kids, I didn't just let anybody watch my kids. I didn't just let anybody take care of my child. It had to be somebody I could trust. And so therefore you have this wonderful, wonderful club here, right here in Fond du Lac and all over, and you can have your kids go there, and like he said, these are hard times right now because of the COVID. It's taking so much away from our children that the education is now supposed to be virtual. Well, if there's not accountability, these kids are not being educated. And so this is something that is making sure that the ones that have a need have it fulfilled by having the ability to continue in education, to continue to grow up. Not that they're all going to come out bad if they don't, but they're more apt to furthering their knowledge and their abilities if they have the proper education.
Yeah, wow.
We had the foster boys with us, and they're now living with their grandmother. But I said to Tracy, I don't know how the two of us would have worked from home and had to take care of these 2 boys and teach them how to do their assignments. And I breathed a sigh of relief that they went to grandma's because grandma can help them, and grandma's there all day. And like, I can't imagine what these families are going through. And like Dan said, it's not lazy people who are not taking care of their kids.
No.
It's families who are struggling to get by, who are working hard and don't have all this time to do their job and teach their children. And I mean, it's
Absolutely.
impressive what the Boys and Girls Club is doing.
I get tired just thinking about all the things that you did, and Charlene, you did as a parent and whatever, and it's like, holy mackerel.
Well, you brought up your foster children, and I was in a foster home, and the best place I ever lived in my entire childhood was that foster home for 2 years because I had a real childhood. I cannot imagine. We had a support system of 2 people who wanted to have children and couldn't. And therefore, when they did have children come into their home, they were ecstatic and wanted children in their home. I see that with the Boys and Girls Club. I can hear that enthusiasm in Dan's voice. We want to take care of these kids. We want to see them succeed. We want to see them educate. We want to be here for them. So again, I encourage you, get yourself a book. The Peanut Butter Promise. Go to
peanutbutterpromise.com and get your hardcover, limited edition.
Yeah.
right.
You're going to sign that for?
Absolutely.
We will sign it, yeah.
I'll even autograph it, too. Yeah.
And proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Club. So we do want you to order a book as soon as you can, and it'll be here in time for Christmas.
Absolutely. By the time that you are hearing this podcast, we'll probably have books
Available.
Available in your hand. And again, you can go to peanutbutterpromise.com to do that. Dayton, I am with you. When we sat with Dan and Mark, number one, you're like, Dan, you are in your gift, man. Don't you just love that passion that he has? That guy doing well beyond whatever. I mean, he's caught the bug. But like you say, and Charlene and I used to go for a walk past the Boys and Girls Club, where we were. And you're right, you see kids and pinball and whatever. But what they're doing and providing meals and the creativity that they are using now during these crazy times is phenomenal. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yep,
It's
and
just
Dan's
phenomenal.
fulfilling his purpose.
Yep.
He's ecstatic about what he's doing. So that's what happens when you have hope, when you have encouragement, when you know your purpose, when you can find that purpose and you can set goals and become what it is that you were created to become.
And that's something about this. Not only are you getting to donate through purchase of the book, you're getting the book.
Right.
Where you can go through all of this for your own life and figure that out if you haven't, or go further in your life if you already have a good chunk of it down. I'm 50 years old almost, and this book inspired me and taught me some new things that I can now focus on.
Oh, man. And, we are just excited
Yes,
about
we are.
thrilled with the Peanut Butter Promise partners that are going to be involved in this. And at the
Right.
time, we're recording this, oh my goodness, we don't know. But that's what faith is about. Faith says, look, I believe it's on the other side of the mountain. Good book says, blessed is he who will believe before he sees. If we could all see the $1 million laying on the other side of the mountain, we'd all be running for it, right?
Right.
So if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. It's
Right.
the hard, as Tom Hanks said in League of Our Own movie, that makes it good. So anyway, that's going to do it for us here. Go to peanutbutterpromise.com. You'll be able to find all of our places to follow us. For Dayton, Charlene, I'm Steve. Make it a fantastic, not only Peanut Butter Promise day, but week, month, year. Go do it.